Often investors are told that Disney is attempting to compete with Netflix in the streaming industry. And while that is true, and while it's also true that Netflix dominates Disney, there's a different competitor who is absolutely leaving Disney and Netflix in the dust. There's new data out from Nielsen today. We will show you exactly what is happening and how it is affecting the search for the next CEO at Disney. It is the secret destruction of the House of Mouse. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Pro Channel, where we have insights you fight to find anywhere else. We've got them, and we're happy to share them with you. As we get ready to do so, consider clicking that like button. Today, we're going to TheWrap.com. The headline, though it is plenty interesting enough, it is not what we are here for. But the headline is, NBC Universal overtakes YouTube, Disney, and Nielsen Media distributor gauge for August. Again, the big story is within. Let's go to it, okay? This is by Lucas Manfredi. It says, NBC Universal took home the gold medal in Nielsen's media distributor gauge for the month of August after the Paris 2024 Olympics boosted the media giant's share of TV usage by 3.9 points to 13.4%, a personal best and new record since calculations began back in November. Now, that is not a great return on investment for NBC. It may look like it, but only gaining 3.9% of market share off the Olympics and the amount of money that they spent to get the Olympics, not great. But, again, this is not what we're interested in. Take a look at this. In addition to audiences turning their attention to the Olympics, many of the other media companies experienced the end-of-summer lull in viewership in August, with Disney, Paramount, and Fox finishing with shares of 9.5, 7.1, and 6% respectively. YouTube maintained its lead over Disney for the second consecutive month, with a 2% increase that brought its total share to 10.6%. Netflix finished in fourth place at 7.9%. Now, here's the actual distributor gauge. And what this is Nielsen showing everything that ever came on TV, who made it. And because of the Olympics, NBC shot up momentarily, and they took the lead momentarily. But that's a 1 month blip. And again, not enough, I think, to justify the amount of money that NBC spends on the Olympics. However, YouTube has increased its lead over Disney. Disney was sitting atop this gauge month after month after month. And I want to go to kidscreen.com to show you what this looked like last month. Last month, YouTube led in total market share 10.4% to Disney's 9.9%. Returning now to the wrap. YouTube is now at 10.6%, Disney at 9.5%. The reason this is so important is because this is taking a glance at what's going on at a time when Disney doesn't have some of its important ESPN components at play. In other words, we're getting the opportunity to remove much of the sporting issues, and we're seeing what a direct comparison looks like, YouTube versus Disney. Now, Valiant Renegade on his channel is going to cover what's about to change for the month of September. Folks, I highly recommend that you go check out what he has to say. But there's a really, really important part to all this that is largely hidden from investors, and I want to bring it to your attention. We'll do so by going to Gamespot.com, and we're going to go back to August 7th, but it doesn't matter when this came out. It matters what's inside. Lan Pitts is the author, and this is the perfectly worded description of what's really going on. Disney Plus and companies' other streaming services no longer losing money. Oftentimes, folks, you'll hear Disney come out and say, we had profit in the last quarter. When they say that, though, with Disney Plus and Hulu and ESPN, and you saw losing ground to YouTube, what they're doing is they're declaring that in that quarter, they made more money than they spent. What is oftentimes not fully disclosed is that Disney is in the hole about $100 billion. Some would estimate it low at 90. Seriously. In fact, Hulu right now is estimated, as Disney gets ready to finish buying the last third of it, to be somewhere in the vicinity of $13 billion to do that. Well, if you triple that, since that's 1/3, you come out with $36 billion just in Hulu alone. You add up the Disney Plus costs, plus the ESPN costs, plus the sports contracts, plus the content usage for Disney Plus, and you find out that Disney is deeply, deeply in the hole. It says it took 5 years, but here we are. Let's just read a bit of this. The Walt Disney Company announced on its August 7 investor call that its direct-to-consumer business, including Disney Plus and Hulu, reported a quarterly operating loss of $19 million. That is an exponentially lower sum than the $505 million loss the previous year. In the third quarter earnings release, Disney's streaming business turned profitable for the first time, generating $47 million across Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus. Disney CEO Bob Iger highlighted the company's strong quarter, achieving profitability in the streaming business. The success was attributed to the 2015 Pixar film Inside Out, which drove 1.3 million Disney Plus signups, with the sequel becoming the top-grossing animated film globally. However, folks, how much did they make? Well, they made a few million. They made a few $1 $47 million is the total, against about $100 billion of being in the hole. Now, why does that matter so much? Well, to go back to the wrap again, Disney is losing ground. Across the board, in every format you can possibly watch it, YouTube is beating Disney now more and more and more. We've covered in the past on this channel that YouTube TV is beating Hulu Live, which is Disney's attempt to have a live TV service, and that YouTube TV is creating more and more distance between itself and Hulu Live. But YouTube is beating Disney in a way that needs to be understood. Now remember, NBC is essentially just a one-time flash in the pan due to the Olympics. But YouTube, let's talk about this for just a moment. Disney is $100 billion in the hole. YouTube is $0 in the hole. YouTube is making profit on everything. Disney Plus is attempting to drag itself out. Do you know how long it's going to take Disney to drag itself out of a $100 billion hole? Making $45 million to barely clear even. Do you know how long that's going to take? YouTube is not in the hole at all. In fact, whereas Disney is paying for their shows, this show that you're watching right now on YouTube, YouTube didn't pay anything for this. I'm paying for all of it. And so is everybody else essentially on YouTube. YouTube is taking a cut of their profits after you finish watching whatever you watch on YouTube. But whoever is putting that content up basically is putting up the content on their own dime. That's the difference here. YouTube is running away with the total percentage of market share on televisions and beyond, by the way. And we'll go back and show you again. YouTube was at 10.4. Disney was at 9.9. Disney now dropping to 9.5. YouTube at 10.6. YouTube is doing this without having to pay for it. It's just free money. Other than the servers, and I'm not trying to make light of how expensive it must be to be YouTube and run this much video content. It dwarfs Disney in every possible way in terms of content churn. It's just that they don't burn money to make the churn happen. You see what I'm saying there? Now, why does all of this matter? Well, at the same time that Disney is struggling and losing market share with their TV, television, streaming, and linear, and all of that, everything, at the same time that they're losing ground to YouTube significantly and pretending that Netflix is their competitor, it isn't. It's YouTube. At the same time, their parks are going down. And at the same time that their parks are going down and their TV's going down, Disney is looking to replace current CEO Bob Iger with somebody else. And that somebody else seems to be Dana Walden. There's just one problem. Dana Walden is in charge of the TV. That's what she does. She's in charge of all of Disney TV. And Disney TV is diminishing, not increasing. And that means that Disney has to decide, especially as insiders get a whiff of this, are they going to side with a new CEO who is watching and presiding over diminishing returns? And ultimately, when it comes down to it, Disney is number one, a theme park company, and number two, an entertainment on television company. Box office far behind. This needs to get turned around and turned around fast. As I said, Valiant Renegade's going to be covering this on his show. I highly recommend that you check it out. Folks, I would also like to reiterate, The Acolyte and Agatha are not helping with Disney's crisis versus YouTube. This is going to widen. I see no end in sight. And as YouTube continues to dominate Disney and go beyond that, we're looking at perhaps a future where entertainment is being created by a diverse cast of content creators all across the fruited plains, and definitely not in the insane world of Disney over at Burbank. Folks, that's the video for this afternoon. Hope you enjoyed it. We went a little deep into some stats and stuff that you probably will not hear anywhere other than places like this and Valiant Renegade. We hope you really enjoyed it. Also, check out www.thatparkplace.com for even more deep insights. It's the website that you should have bookmarked on your browser yesterday. Folks, on your way out the door, consider clicking the like button. Share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. And as always, we leave with this word of wisdom, we hope. Wherever you are and whatever you're doing, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.
I just found out to get WDW Pro's information. Where he gets his sources. I can't believe he uses... Wilton!
What?
We got a job to do. It's easy to hack into WDW Pro's computer.
You're kidding me. That's awesome. You know where you're using stuff?
Yeah, just Jonas Campbell told me.
Sweet.
Said Pro underpaid him or something.
A few minutes later.
There. Oh, awesome. Whatever. All I gotta do is hack into this thing. It's gonna be so easy.
Yeah, this isn't
All
a
right,
hack.
grab this picture over here.
Leave it to me.
Oh, no. Oh, Wilson.
Job done. What?
No, all we had to do was use the picture because he uses face unlock. Now we gotta go to thatparkplace.com and sub to him and his team on YouTube.
Oh, well, I already did that because I'm smart.